Javonte, when I went back through your college stats, I can't find a game where you ever carried 27 times. To do that yesterday, a year after knee surgery, how gratifying is that? And to help this team kind of assume this physical identity moving forward.
Yeah. I feel like everything was good. I feel like we had a good game plan going in. Coach Payton made sure everything was straight, so I feel like we was good.
Did you feel all right getting that many carries?
Yeah, I felt good. I feel like a lot of my carries at the end of the game was just to run the clock out. So I mean, I feel like I was straight.
Go ahead, Zach.
Hey, Javonte, can you just talk about ending a game with running the ball so much, specifically in that second half? You guys had 24 carries. Just how impressive that is for an offense to be able to do that.
Yeah, I just feel like I just feel like we dominated that game, and when you can run the ball at the end of the game, that means you're doing something good. As long as we ain't throwing the ball, I feel like we're doing something good.
Go ahead, Eric.
Hey, Javonte, I know we keep asking you, how close do you feel to how you were before the injury? Is there anything you're doing better now or that you feel like you've made strides from compared to a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I just feel like just my confidence coming back from the knee injury and all that. I felt like it was pretty good my game yesterday, but I could have did better.
Go ahead, Parker.
Hey, Javonte, just curious your impressions of the way the offensive line has played overall this year, especially in the run game and helping to create room for you and the other running backs.
Yeah, I feel like the O-line was doing their job. They was doing well. Anytime that we can, like I said, anytime we can run the ball at the end of the game, that's always a good sign.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Javonte, early in the summer, one of the things you mentioned as you were making your recovery process, you want to return to being like a violent runner. I was wondering, why is that being a violent runner, why is that trait so important to your game?
I don't feel like it's like a necessity, but I just feel like running the ball and then being able to like just wear down the defense to the fourth quarter. I feel like that's a good sign.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. Hey, Javonte, thanks for being on this call. I asked Zach Allen kind of about the 2-game winning streak, and he says our expectation is to make the playoffs. There's no reason why we can't do it. What do you think of that confidence and that you guys can potentially make a playoff run?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like as long as defense do their job, offense do their job. We got Marvin Mims back there on special teams. So I feel like everybody doing their job, and yeah, I feel like the playoffs, that's just the bare minimum though. We trying to make a Super Bowl run.
Go ahead, Nick.
Hey, Javonte, you scored your first touchdown of the season, and it was on a screen pass. And that, those running back screens have been kind of a big part of your offense. Sean said earlier that, some running backs are really good at it. Others not as much. From your perspective, what does it take in your role to, to be really good in that part of the game?
Yeah, I just feel like patience in the screen game, patience, just letting your blocks develop, letting the O-line get out, and then just making them right, making them look good.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Javonte, I've got 2 for you. First is, how are you planning to spend your bye week? And do you think you guys needed a bye week right now? I mean, you can't fix the schedule, but how are you going to spend the next week off?
Yeah, I'm gonna probably just chill, stay around Colorado for a little bit, and just chill. But I don't feel like we need a bye week right now. We on a hot streak. I don't feel like we need to take a week off, but that's just how the schedule rolled out. So we're gonna take this week off, heal up, let everybody get right, and then we're gonna get back to it.
And then I know we've talked to you about watching Sean Payton film, and I know Jaleel has as well. I think both of you guys have watched plenty of Alvin Kamara, but have you allowed yourself to look at what Mark Ingram and Kamara did together a couple of years ago when the Saints were in pretty good shape and in the NFC title game, and think that you and Jaleel, even though you have some Kamara traits too, but you also have some Mark Ingram violence to your running, like you talked about, Do you see some similarities in that 1-2 punch?
Yeah, I feel like he's a good 1-2 punch, and you can't forget about P-Ron either. I feel like P-Ron played a big part in the passing game, and just all the stuff that he do. He break tackles. I mean, I feel like I fit right in with them guys.
All right, Javonte, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all having me.